Well, it looks like the Navy's brand new $362 million ship broke down after 20 days of service out in the seas. Now, I want to put something forward. I'm going to say why it broke down or what the initial reasons why it broke down. And to me, on the surface, it looks like sabotage, just using common sense 101. Now, while people such as Jeff Rentz of Rents.com seem to be making fun of this, that the U.S. Navy, which protects his rights to free speech and freedom to trash America on a regular basis, that's really what you see a lot of these alternative sites do. They really get me disgusted, to tell you the truth. It's a great concept, though, this ship. But let me just cut to the chase, even before I tell you what it was about, why it broke down. Metal shavings in the oil and the oil filter. I'm like, metal shavings? I mean, I'm sure the engine was tested. Maybe something did break down inside the engine that caused the metal shavings. But, these things aren't just like slapped together and thrown out to sea. They're proven designs. The engine's I don't know all the details on them, but I'm assuming very much so that these are not some brand new type of engines. The ship is of a new design. It's got radar reflecting, refracting capabilities. It looks like a small little rowboat or something on the sea by conventional radar. And what this class of ship is, actually, it's the Littoral combat ship. It's a class of relatively small surface vessels. They kind of make it akin to a corvette. It's smaller than a frigate. It's designed to be fairly close to the coastline. As support, it can carry amphibious vehicles that can land, can carry Seahawk helicopters, and it can carry a number of different roles, including fighting vehicles that can roll off or on a port's facility. It is equipped with 110 57 millimeter guns and rolling airframe missiles. But, the whole thing is, you can see what the design is. The design is very much radically different. It presents a very low radar profile. So that's really and it's a faster ship. It's got the helicopter landing. It's a very versatile ship. Now, the thing is, they actually split between this one and another class because they couldn't make up their minds if they wanted to go with a Lockheed or somebody else. So they're getting both kinds. But the Navy's on a pretty tight budget. And, by doing something like this, it just sets everything back. Now, I'm really kind of suspecting there's something fishy with this because of how it broke down. Metal shavings in the oil and in the oil filter. Yeah, I guess an engine part could have broke down and it caused the metal shavings. But then again, I'm not, I don't know. I could tell you right now, I've done things before where I've researched and found a number of instances where China is selling to the U.S. military substandard electronic parts to go into planes like C-130s. And they caught them doing that. So you don't know. I mean, there's a lot of crap that could be happening. It could very well be sabotage. And anything that could slow down this new program, somebody who was our enemy would do. It's like the alternative media likes to always put forth conspiracy theories. So I'll put forth a conspiracy theory right now that this possibly was sabotage. I don't know. I mean, nobody knows. But, usually an engine just that's brand new, doesn't just get metal shavings in it unless, especially on a ship like this. All this stuff was tested before they just put it in the water. I mean, I'm sure they ran the engine so many hours, listened to them with devices, and these are not more than likely they're proven power plants. So they'll find out and get to the bottom of what exactly it is. But, on the surface, to me, it really does sound like sabotage. So, I really disgusts me, though, that when a major alternative media they actually mock and deride our U.S. military when they have a setback. They all jump on a bandwagon. I swear they're cheerleaders for Russia, Vladimir Putin. And, I'm probably going to be a semi-cheerleader for Vladimir Putin if Hillary Clinton ever gets to be president. That's how bad she is. But I sure as hell am not going to turn against the U.S. military, that's for sure. The situation in the United States is getting worse and worse. I can tell you that right now. But to me, this, if just something to really raise your suspicions and be concerned about. You think we don't have enemies that are working within our shipyards, within our Defense Department, within our State Department? Yeah, Hillary Clinton, that's one. Yeah, that's another enemy. That's an obvious one, And of course, she's got a girlfriend, Uma Aberdeen, with the Muslim Brotherhood. Man, she could have put the metal shavings in her herself, for crying out loud. I don't know, but I just want to put this story out because. The major media is just saying it's some kind of screw up, and the alternative media is making fun of it. And, hey, I'm going to play alternative media conspiracy 101 here and say, to me, not that I know this, but to me, I would think this is possible sabotage. It's not guaranteed. I know you could say this metal shavings could have came from some part falling apart or some crap like that, but, to me, it's a little ridiculous that an engine would break down like that because they don't just put the engine in there and don't run it for any hours or anything like that. Don't test it. Don't listen to it for noises. Don't look at the oil and stuff. It's almost like somebody could be driving down the hill of a car with a car and they go around the bend and they hit their brakes and they don't work because maybe somebody cut the line. But they didn't cut it all the way through, so when somebody hit the brakes pretty hard, the line broke. That's what this is reminding me of. And if you see this story on the alternative media and they're just making fun of the U.S. Navy and all this kind of garbage, I'll tell you what, man, they're your enemies. Those kind of alternative media are your enemies. There's no doubt about it. I wish I knew what the hell would happen here, but. I don't know. When I heard that stuff, metal shavings in the oil, I says, yeah, I know it could be an accident where the part broke apart, fell apart or something, and the metal shavings got in the oil from a failure of a part. But it almost makes, in the back of my mind, I thought sabotage, and I won't rule that out because this program is kind of like on a shoestring, and any setback it could set things back a long time until they find out what's going on. And, I really I'm putting this out here more so about the sabotage possibility. But I'm totally disgusted with these alternative media scumbags who are making fun of a failure of one of our newer ships that went out on the high seas like it's a freaking joke. To me, that disgusts me. That disgusts me. And, you got to really examine what these major alternative media people are about. They sit back and they take pot shots at our military and our military sacrifices. And anytime they screw up, they freaking throw stones at them. And, at the same time, they're enjoying all the freedoms and benefits that the U.S. military has protected them so they could have. So that's kind of really why I'm putting this out. So anyway, I want people to think about this too because in the back of my mind, I am suspecting sabotage, although I might be wrong. But I could tell you right now, just from other research I did some video years ago about China selling us a lot of substandard electronic components for the C-130s and the C-5 Galaxies and other C-141s and all that type of stuff, some of the cargo planes. And wouldn't surprise me if something happened here that was deliberate. It would not surprise me at all. And yet, the alternative media likes to make fun of this, which is disgusting in my opinion.